everyone, in this video we will cover the current affairs. I am Nuzhat Sana. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GK Today Academy app. You can attend the quizzes on this app for better practice, and after that you can also read the detailed explanation of the questions you have missed. For regular updates, please check our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. For hard copy books, you can visit our website gktbooks.com. Okay. Also, our latest initiative is UPSC Prelims Test Series for 2021 and 2022 in GK Today Academy app. So if you are appearing in UPSC Prelims, you may consider joining this. So now, without wasting any further time, let's get started. So today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 2nd of July 2021. Starting with very first question, what is the name of the new generation nuclear capable missile tested by the DRDO? So recently, the Defense Research and Development Organization, that is DRDO, has successfully flight tested the new generation nuclear capable ballistic missile named as Agni-P. And here P stands for prime. And this test was done from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Island off the coast of Odisha. So Agni-P is an advanced variant of the Agni class of missiles, and it is a canistrized missile with a range capability between 1000 kilometers to 2000 kilometers. Also, in the last lecture we have talked about DRDO because it has successfully test fired an extended version of indigenously developed Pinaka rocket, and it has been tested at ITR, that is Integrated Test Range, in Chandipur off the coast of Odisha again. So these 122 mm caliber rockets were launched from MBRL, means multi-barrel rocket launcher. Apart from it, DRDO was also in news because recently it has developed the technology of single crystal blade. So this is a type of technology which was possessed by very few countries earlier, like UK, USA, Russia and France. But now India also owns it, and it was in news because DRDO has transferred this technology to HAL, that is Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Fine. Also, few days back, DRDO has approved DIPCO-VAN, which is a COVID-19 antibody detection kit, and that can be used for serosurveillance for detecting the presence of COVID antibodies inside the body. Can you tell me who is the present head of DRDO? Please write in the comment section if you know. Question number 2. Which state government implements Chief Minister Dalit Empowerment Program? So this program is from Telangana, and recently the state government has announced that it will provide financial assistance of 10 lakh rupees to the eligible Dalit beneficiaries under this program. So basically this scheme will cover 100 families, each from all the 119 assembly constituencies in the state, and it has a budget of 1200 crore rupees for its very first initial stage. And also the amount will be transferred directly to the bank accounts of the selected Dalit beneficiaries. Apart from it, Telangana was also in news because recently it has decided to adopt Andhra Pradesh government's flagship scheme called Nadu Nedu. See, whenever in any scheme you see the word Nadu or Nedu, it means it is related to your Andhra Pradesh. So this scheme seeks to transform the government schools into vibrant and competitive institutions. So recently Telangana government has also sought the no objection certificate and finally decided to implement this scheme into its state. Okay. Also recently Telangana government has imposed a total ban on glyphosate. What is it? It is a type of controversial herbicide which was used to kill weeds in cotton farms. So now glyphosate cannot be used there in Telangana. Apart from it, Flipkart has recently partnered with Telangana government to lead Medicines from the Sky project. So under this project there would be drone deliveries of medical supplies to the remote areas of the state. Also few days back, V-Hub has announced its partnership with iHub. So V-Hub means Women Entrepreneurship Hub, and it belongs to Government of Telangana. And iHub is operated under Government of Gujarat. So recently both of these have announced their partnership. Okay. Question number 3. Naramac, which was seen in the recent stimulus package, is associated with which sector? First of all, you need to remember the full form of this acronym, Northeastern Regional Agricultural Marketing Corporation Limited. So recently our Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has announced that this NAREMAC is to be revived with a package of 77.45 crore rupees. So she has also announced a credit guarantee scheme worth rupees 1.1 lakh crore rupees for COVID affected sectors, and 50,000 crore rupees would be for healthcare sector. Apart from it, 23,220 crore rupees has been earmarked for public health with more emphasis on pediatric care. Okay. Now recently we have seen that India's export of agricultural and allied products in the financial year 2020 to 21 has increased by 17.34%, and which is equal to nearly $41.25 billion. Also, Government of India has now increased the fertilizer subsidy by 140%. Apart from it, recently first mega food park has been launched in India by Italy to develop an interaction between agriculture and industry. So the focus here would be on research and development of efficient technologies in the sector. And the main aim would be to establish the direct linkage from farms to processing and consumer markets. So here correct answer is option number A, that is agriculture. Question number 4. Which union ministry implements the Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana? So this Yojana was launched to incentivize employers for creation of new employment opportunities along with social security benefits during this COVID-19 pandemic. So it is implemented by the Ministry of Labour and Employment. So why this Yojana is in news? Because in the recent package, the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has announced the Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana to be extended till 31st of March 2022. Now apart from it, recently Labour and Employment Minister has set up an expert group that will provide the technical inputs and recommendations on fixation of minimum wages. So this would be the second expert committee on minimum wages which has been set up by Government of India in the last 2 years. So the first panel of expert group was formed in 2018 and it was headed by Anup Satpathy. And this time the panel would be headed by Ajit Mishra. Also recently, G20 Labour and Employment Ministers meeting was hosted in blended mode by Italy. And in this summit, India was represented by Shri Santosh Gangwar, who is Minister for Labour and Employment, along with Minister of State for Education, who is Sanjay Dhotre. Also, we have talked that G20 presidency has gone to Italy now, and it has also hosted the Global G20 Health Summit along with European Commission. Then Italy will also host COP26 in partnership with United Kingdoms in the city of Scotland called Glasgow. And this summit will take place in November month of 2021. Apart from it, COP14 was also in news because this time Prime Minister Narendra Modi was the president of it. And also please remember that in COP26, David Attenborough has been appointed as People's Advocate of COP26 for the climate change. Okay. Now, few days back we have talked about first ever BRICS Employment Working Group meeting, and you have to tell me which country was host for this event. Please write in the comment section if you know. Question number 5. NEIA Trust, which was making news recently, is associated with which sector? So if you know the full form of this acronym, obviously you would come to the answer. It is National Export Insurance Account. So this is related to your export sector. So actually it was set up by Government of India to facilitate medium and long term exports which could not be covered under ECGC. What is ECGC? Export Credit Guarantee Corporation. So actually this NEIA Trust promote the exports by extending risk covers to the credit which was given by Exim Bank. So the government has recently announced to provide additional corps to NEIA over the next 5 years, and this will enable it to underwrite nearly 33,000 crore rupees of project exports. Apart from it, India has decided to set up its first ever agricultural facilitation center at Pune. So this center will help those farmers who grow in India but want to sell their products abroad and hence help in increasing their incomes. Then recently in January month, Union Ministry of Commerce and Industry has announced a new foreign trade policy to make India economy of 5 trillion USD. Also recently India has cut down the crude palm oil import tax from 15% to 10% for the next 3 months. Now talking about some type of exports, few days back Vietnam has recently started to buy food grains, especially rice, from India. And also few days back India has exported the season's first consignment of Shahi Lychee, which is from Bihar, to United Kingdom through air route. Okay. Then there is Gakki mushroom, which has got the GI tag last month and was in news. Now one question for you. You have to tell me at least 3 products from Bihar which has got the GI tags. Question number 6. What is the name of the scheme which aims to provide broadband internet to all the villages? So Indian government is implementing BharatNet in PPP model in 16 states, and this will aim to provide broadband internet to all the villages. So out of 2,50,000 gram panchayats, 1,56,223 gram panchayats have been made service ready by 31st of May 2021. Also recently, the Finance Ministry has announced an additional sum of 19,041 crore rupees to expand the reach of broadband internet to all the remaining villages under the BharatNet PPP model. Can you tell me what does PPP stands for? Then apart from it, a term was very much in news these days called doomsday surfing, or it is also called as doomsday scrolling. What is it? So actually these days people are continuously reading about the pandemic and news related to it. So they are even sacrificing their working hours and crucial sleep time for this process. So this type of scenario is called doomsday surfing. Or in other words, you can say that it is the tendency to scroll through bad news even though the news is saddening or depressing. Okay. So it is a type of behavioral addiction. Question number 7. Which pharma company manufactures the DRDO drug 2-DG to treat COVID patients? This 2-DG stands for 2-deoxy-D-glucose. So this was developed by INMAS, means Institute of Nuclear Medicines, Allied Sciences, which is a laboratory of the DRDO in collaboration with Dr. Reddy's company. So recently DRL, that is Dr. Reddy's Laboratories, has commercially launched 2-DG drug, which is an oral type of drug used to treat moderate to severe COVID-19 patients. Okay. Then apart from it, recently UNODC has released World Drug Report 2021. What is this term? It is United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. So as per this report, nearly 275 million people use drug across the world in 2020. And also 36 million of people suffered from drug use disorders. Okay. Then apart from it, Chinese government has recently announced that it is to add the synthetic cannabinoids into the list of banned drugs in the country. So now this synthetic cannabinoids cannot be used there, and this is being done to curb the trafficking and manufacturing of illegal drug. Okay. Also in the previous lecture we have talked that Union Social Justice Minister has launched the website for NMBA, that is Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan. And also we celebrate International Day of Drug Abuse on 26th of June to raise awareness among the people regarding dangerous effects of drug and its illicit trafficking. Okay. Question number 8. Which Indian state exported Burmese grapes, Bao Dhan and Kaji Nemu to foreign countries? So recently a shipment of fresh Burmese grapes, which is referred as Letiku in Assamese language, has been exported to Dubai through air route. So these all products belong to Assam, and for this purpose APEDA has facilitated the export of these fruits which are rich in vitamin C and iron, and also APEDA has assisted in exports of first consignment of red rice, also called as Bao Dhan, to the USA, and GI certified Kaji Nemu to London. Now can you tell me which disease occurs due to the deficiency of vitamin C? Please write in the comment section if you know, and also you have to write the full form of APEDA. And few days back APEDA has said that export of processed food products has increased by 27% during the financial year 22-21. And also few months back it has launched its first virtual trade fair, which was organized in order to boost the export of agricultural and processed food products throughout the world. So Assam was also in news because recently Rubber Board of India has launched the field trials of world's first genetically modified rubber in Guwahati, which lies in Assam. Apart from it, Assam was also famous in this COVID pandemic due to its Patola Nach. Question number 9. Which Indian won the Japan Fukuoka Prize for 2021? So veteran journalist P. Sainath has been selected as one of the 3 recipients of the Japan's Fukuoka Prize for 2021. So Sainath will receive the grand prize of the Fukuoka Prize for spreading knowledge through writings and commentaries on rural India, and also for promoting civil cooperation. So till now 11 Indians have received the Fukuoka Prize. Okay. Now few days back Japan government has also awarded the Order of Rising Sun to a Bangalore based Japanese teacher named as Shyamla Ganesh. Then also Japan is in news because it is going to issue a vaccine passport for its citizens who want to go abroad for tourism or some type of business purpose. So these certificates will be paper based and not in digital mode. Then apart from it, it has also developed Fugaku, which is world's most powerful supercomputer. And also recently India and Japan has signed MOC, that is Memorandum of Cooperation of Sustainable Urban Development, by suspending the existing MOU of 2007, which was just on urban development. Okay. Coming to last question. Crimea, which was annexed by Russia, is an internationally recognized part of which country? So Russia has annexed the Crimea in 2014, but the peninsula is internationally recognized as a part of Ukraine. So recently Ukraine and US have launched a military exercise, Sea Breeze 2021. So it involves more than 30 countries in the Black Sea and southern Ukraine. And do remember that Russia's embassy in Washington called for the latest exercises to be cancelled. So Russia does not want this exercise to be held. Okay. Apart from it, Ukraine was also in news because recently Indian wrestler Vinesh Phogat has won the gold medal in women's 53 kg category. So she has won the medal at 24 outstanding Ukrainian wrestlers and coaches memorial in Kyiv, which is the capital for Ukraine. Okay. And the president here is Volodymyr Zelensky. Can you tell me the name of one such exercise which is held between India and Ukraine? Please write in the comment section if you know. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions. And at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. Please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nuzhat Sana signing off.